What is up, you guys? I'm going to be doing a series called the Big Six Recap, on where I talk about the Big Six. And I'm going to be rating it on three things: the game overall, the performance, and my man of the match. Let's get into it. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Imran. If you guys could get him up to 3K, he would really appreciate it. And I would also appreciate it as well, because he was the one who gave me this idea to do this video. But go subscribe to him, and I'll link it down in the description. But let's get on to the video. Man City versus Crystal Palace. I was a little shocked when they went up 2-0 in the first 20 minutes. I think there were goals from Isaiah and Richards, which was really surprising because I never knew Crystal Palace had it in them to go 2-0 up at the Etihad. But as you know, Man City are Man City, so they come back, and that Kevin De Bruyne free kick just stunned me, as he's still like 30 years in his age. He's past his prime and he still can hit free kicks like that. Omar Marmoush as well. A spectacular talent. I never would have expected he would have excelled at Man City like this. 4 goals in his last 5 games, like that absolutely shocked me. FSG, you have blood on your hands. But we move on. Overall game, I'd say 7 out of 10. The performance wise was an 8 out of 10. And my man of the match will go to Kevin De Bruyne, as he can still whip in free kicks like that. I think he got like 2 assists and 1 goal in that game. I'll have to check again, but we move on to the next game. Arsenal versus Brentford. Title races with Arsenal are so much more relieving, as you can see them drop points at any moment, and you're gonna forget that they're your title rivals after all, as they did drop points last weekend and this weekend as well, which gives Liverpool an advantage. And as if you all didn't know, I'm a Liverpool fan. But we move on to the game. Thomas Partey's goal was actually a really good goal. That goal that he just hits it into the net was a really good goal. And then WINSSS with the equalizer was a really good one. I don't think it was an acrobatic one, but it was a really good equalizer. Thank you, Brentford, by the way. But we move on. The game overall was a 5 out of 10. The team performance was a 3 out of 10. And my man of the match will go to Mbuemo, as he did perform really well at the Emirates. But we move on to the next game. Chelsea versus Ipswich Town. Chelsea Football Club. The same Chelsea that were in a title race with us 4 months ago. If you told me 4 months ago that Chelsea, that were challenging title contenders for us, would be dropping to 7th in the Premier League, I wouldn't believe you. Now they can't even beat teams like Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town. They're a relegation team. They're gonna get relegated in a few weeks, and they can't even beat them. They almost did a double over Chelsea, Ipswich Town. 2-0 away at home and 2-2 at Stamford Bridge. How embarrassing Chelsea Football Club is. Move on to the game. 2 goals from Ipswich Town, they lead at halftime, and then goals from Cucurella and Jadon Sancho bring back the game to 2-2. They couldn't find the winner, but they did save the point and to get Champions League qualification, so they're still keeping it alive. But on to the game. The game overall was a 5.5. The performance itself was a 4 out of 10. And my man of the match will go to Julio Enciso. And now we move on to the next game. Liverpool versus West Ham United. Liverpool Football Club, you have changed my life. And Arne Slot, you have rocked my world. I love you so much. But please play Keza and Harvey more. But move on to the game. Salah plays a good ball to Luis Diaz to give us the first goal, and what a ball from Salah that was, after just renewing his contract, locked in for the last Premier League games, and we just need 2 more wins until we clinch our 20th league title and we become the best team in England. I am very excited to have a good project with Arne Slot and what he can bring for us for the next coming years. But the equalizer for West Ham, horrible goal. We should have not conceded that goal. Van Dijk and Robertson should have communicated better. Funny reaction from Robertson, if you don't mind. But Van Dijk, our skipper, love him. He's already renewed his contract for 2 more years. I'm very happy he did. He renews his mistake and gives us the goal to seal the winner and give us the 3 points to clinch us further to the 20th league title. But overall, the game was a 6 out of 10. The performance wise was a 5 out of 10. And my man of the match would go to Luis Diaz. But we now move on to the next game. Tottenham versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tottenham Football Club. How are they even a football club? And why are they even included in the Big Six? They went from a Champions League final 6 years ago to now being behind Wolves in the Premier League. Like, how have they done that in the matter of 6 years? They used to be called one of the best teams in the world when they came back against Ajax, and now they can't even beat Leicester City. They can't even beat Wolves. They let them dunk on them. 4 goals on their head. And I also gotta say, Mateus Cunha, what a baller he is. Come to Liverpool and we'll make you a better Brazilian, just like how we did it with our other one. But enough of that. Move on to the game. It was a weird one because as soon as they went up 2 goals up, Wolves, Tottenham got a goal back, and then as soon as they got a third goal, then Tottenham got another one back, and then they capitalized it again. They got their 2 goal deficit. So it's a bit of a weird one, you know. It was trying to go bad for bad, but unfortunately, it didn't go Tottenham's way. And overall game I'd say is a 4 out of 10. Well, no, sorry, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The overall performance was a 3 out of 10, and my man of the match will go to Ait Nouri since he did get a goal and assist against Tottenham. Newcastle versus Manchester United. Manchester United Football Club, I hope you're ready for April 27th when we lift that Premier League title and you see us become champions while you guys are stuck with teams like Wolves and Tottenham at the bottom of the Premier League. Have fun living that day and have fun hearing us that we became champions. But on the game, it was a very sharp performance as usual from United as they conceded 4 goals, and they even thought bringing in Bayern here instead of Onana because of that stinker he had against Leon would fix everything. Nope, they make the same mistake as United do and they concede 4 goals. Bayern Deer started his first Premier League game of the season and he conceded 4 goals, and Onana hasn't even conceded that much this season. How shambolic. How shambolic of a football club that is. But overall game, it was an interesting one as well. But I would have to say a 7 out of 10. Overall performance, I'd have to say a 2 out of 10. And my man of the match will go to Harvey Barnes as he did look spectacular and scored 2 goals against Manchester United. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful week and day. We'll see ya. Peace.